The world today operates at a breakneck pace. It's a global village connected by instant communication. It's constantly changing 24-hour societies fueled by stress. Nowhere is this more true than in the greater Johannesburg metropolitan area, where urban sprawl is rapidly spreading and devouring land to provide home and infrastructure for a growing population of almost 8 million. Under these kinds of pressures, the need is ever greater for natural, unspoiled places to escape the human crush. For many of Gauteng's population, the nearest faraway place is the Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve. Located right in the heart of the famous Cradle of Humankind World Heritage Site, in the Kromdraai Conservancy, the Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve is a privately owned and entirely unsubsidized game reserve. Nonetheless, it plays a vital role in its surrounding communities and the economy of Gauteng. It began with a simple dream, when Ed Hearn bought the first piece of land in 1976 for himself and his family, with the aim of rehabilitating farmland back to nature to create a private reserve and breeding facility. The dream grew when two white rhinos, Ofro and Buller, repatriated from a zoo in Germany, were introduced along with some antelope. Happy in their environment, the animals began to breed so successfully that the name of the reserve was changed to the Rhino Park. Today, no less than 18 white rhino have been born there. Any visit to the reserve today assures a sighting of these magnificent beasts. From very early on in the inception of the Rhino Park, the reserve started getting requests from people to be allowed to visit. Realizing the need and overwhelming demand from local people, that for many this was their nearest faraway place, the decision was made to open the reserve to the public in 1990. Now the public were able to share in the process, as the reserve expanded its breeding and rehabilitation projects, prompting yet another name change. The park became known as the Rhino and Lion Reserve, when facilities were upgraded and special enclosures were created to provide a safe haven for lions rescued from death or exploitative conditions. Dandy, a male lion, was raised in another captive facility for the sole purpose of appearing in television commercials, and was declawed for this purpose, meaning he could never hunt or live in the wild. His life rarely took a turn for the better when he was joined by another rescued lioness called Leah, who'd been raised on a diet of spaghetti in a flat in Rome. More lions were added with cubs saved from cruelty and almost certain death in Romania. 4 cubs were being used to make money by drugging them and allowing people in nightclubs to pose for photographs with them. However, this could only happen while they were still small and controllable, as they had to live in the boot of a car during the day. Certain death awaited them after 6 months. Another 2 cubs were rescued from Romania, where they were being used to fight bears and dogs respectively. There was a great excitement when Tandile, a white lion cub, was found on the reserve born to one of the resident lionesses and possessing the recessive gene responsible for these rare and incredibly beautiful lions. White lions can only live in captivity, as their color makes it impossible to hunt unseen in an African landscape. Their financial value also makes them extremely vulnerable to poaching and theft. Today, the white lions are part of a breeding program which has expanded to include Bengal and Siberian tigers and cheetahs, all of which may be seen on a visit to the reserve. These animals may be seen in generously spacious enclosures or in our animal creche for young and rehabilitating animals. The reserve has also had success in running an important wild dog breeding program. Not only is this vulnerable and threatened species protected and maintained on rhino and lion reserve land, but through this program, other wildlife areas and reserves are being repopulated with wild dogs. The Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve maintains a vulture restaurant which forms part of our important vulture research and conservation program, run in conjunction with Pretoria University and Doorstep. The most common patrons of the restaurant are the localized Cape vultures, but other visitors include lappet-faced and white-backed vultures, as well as marabou and other storks. From our specially constructed birding hide, sometimes up to 200 birds can be seen feasting here. This makes it a perfect site for conservation experts to conduct vulture captures that assist them with research. Today, the original dream, along with the reserve, has grown to offer a unique African landscape and wildlife encounter. For our visitors, the reserve offers a range of premium game viewing experiences, including tour guide-operated game drives, where animals can be viewed up close and personal, whilst they roam freely in their natural habitat. Besides the several antelope species found here, this sanctuary also provides home to the less common roan antelope. In addition to these magnificent specimens, warthogs were also successfully reintroduced after a long absence from the Highveld area. These playful little creatures are now familiar residents seen throughout the reserve. For a real highlight, you could enjoy a truly magical, everlasting experience by ascending high into the sky in a colorful hot air balloon. With the early morning sun's rays warming your face, you'll slowly float over a tranquil landscape whilst enjoying a very unique game viewing experience from high up in the air. The reserve provides exclusive accommodation for intimate overnight stays and caters for a range of recreational needs. Our visitors will also be able to relax at this magnificent restaurant on land donated by Ed Hearn to our BEE initiative. This restaurant is built as part of a separately owned and run BEE initiative to benefit the local community. With plenty of facilities for the day visitor, be they locals taking advantage of the convenient location, or for international tourists seeking that glimpse of wild Africa firsthand. Here, at the Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve, you will find your stay both rewarding in the knowledge gained and exciting in the many experiences you will come to enjoy. Fun-filled days and everlasting memories. Day or night, the Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve has something special to offer, with nocturnal tours and night game drives. A wonderful insight into creature behavior at night is revealed. In addition, fascinating astronomy talks or courses are held at our observatory, unveiling the rich mystique of the night sky and the wonders of our universe. In December 2006, the Rhino and Lion Wildlife Conservation NPO was established, paving the way for fundraising to create more educational possibilities and for further research and breeding programs to be established. Educational school outings form an enormously important part of the Rhino and Lion's community service. Its location, as the nearest faraway place, makes it close enough for outings by many urban schools, unlikely to otherwise have any exposure to large natural areas. Under strictly controlled conditions, visitors may come into contact with our more gregarious cats, thrilling but also educational, providing a valuable way to instill an appreciation for wild animals and a conservation ethic in young people. Our tours teach not only about the individual animals, but about preservation of land and wildlife for future generations. Often concepts such as not littering are newly introduced to student groups. Where possible, we also assist people from previously disadvantaged backgrounds, such as abused children or the mentally and physically challenged, to come experience the animals on the reserve, spreading a little light and joy in communities. The reserve invests heavily in social responsibility programs. One such is the recruitment and development of volunteers who learn and experience conservation in action as they dedicate time to the reserve. Within the Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve, we descend into the depths of the magnificent and mystical Wonder Cave. A visit to this 2.2 billion year old cave is a truly special experience. Hailed as the most beautifully decorated and best preserved cave in South Africa, the Wonder Cave is actually the third largest subterranean chamber in South Africa. There's no crawling or claustrophobia as you're guided through the magical, beautiful world of stalagmites and stalactites, rimstone pools, cave pearls, lime and calcium formations sculpted by nature over millions of years. You can choose to visit the Wonder Cave in a spirit of awe and reverence. Alternatively, you can ride in on an adrenaline rush at the end of an abseil rope. For corporate clients looking for a motivational team-building experience, the abseiling is a fantastic option. We also offer other exciting team-building exercises, game drives, bush braais, and animal enrichment programs and demonstrations. We tailor-make the program to suit you. Our intimate conference venue comes equipped for presentations, and we cater for any other specific requirements you may need. Your conference or function will be fully catered with a menu devised to suit the occasion and specific requirements. If you need to host a function, the rustic Lapa with its own braai facility is ideal. Or, for an unforgettable evening function, our African Boma and thatched Lapa area allow guests to relax and get in touch with the true spirit of African culture and cuisine. You can be sure that the Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve will exceed your wildest expectations. Overnight accommodation is available in our charming chalets. All chalets, whether rustic or exclusive, are fully equipped with all the usual comforts and amenities, allowing the enjoyment of a truly African experience. Whatever kind of haven you seek, the Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve offers it all in a spirit of sharing and a combined humanitarian goal of preservation for land in this incredibly important and historic World Heritage Site. Join us and support us in this special place where human beings can gather to celebrate and rediscover their commonality, the things that draw us together rather than the things that push us apart. Reconnecting people with their roots, grounded in the heritage of being South African, a place where special memories are created to add to the bank of memories of all aeons of human experience in this, the birthplace of mankind. The Rhino and Lion Nature Reserve, your nearest faraway place.